Before I say another word, there's going to be some strong language in this video. And if that offends you, I completely understand. But today I'm not polishing grief, I'm not sanitizing anger, and I'm not replacing a word that hits you right in the fucking chest with one that politely taps you on your shoulder. Why? Because this is raw. Death is raw, grief is raw, and what we're doing to each other is extremely fucking raw. So before you decide whether you're offended by my language, listen to the message, because I need to ask you something. And I don't want you to answer me, I want you to answer yourself. Who did you stop loving? Think about it. I'm not asking who you disagree with, I'm asking who did you stop loving? Who did you stop calling? Who did you block? Who did you ridicule? Who did you decide wasn't worth your time anymore? Whose phone call started going unanswered? Maybe politics did it, maybe religion, maybe money, jealousy, maybe success, maybe pride. And maybe it was something that somebody said 20 fucking years ago that neither one of you even remembers it correctly. But somebody's face just entered your mind, didn't it? Maybe it was your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your son, your daughter, spouse, neighbor, coworker, your best friend maybe. Somebody you grew up with, possibly somebody you worship beside. Maybe somebody you worked right next to. Maybe somebody you actually once wore a uniform with. Somebody you once loved, somebody you defended, somebody you trusted, somebody you would have dropped everything in the world to help. And maybe even somebody that you would have died for. And now, you won't even take their fucking phone call. What the fuck has happened to us? See, I lost another brother to me, and as someone that meant value, of great significance, and someone that I would admit that I've lost contact with. But nonetheless, I still cared very deeply for. And so did many of you watching this right now. Maybe yours wore a uniform, maybe yours didn't. Maybe it was a friend, a parent, a child, spouse, coworker. Maybe it was somebody you thought would be here forever. And sometimes we don't realize how much pain another human being is carrying until they're gone. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know everything what's happening inside another person's mind, because I don't. Suicide is complicated, pain is complicated, human beings are extremely complicated. But know this, nobody should ever believe they're too conservative to be loved, too liberal, too religious, too atheist, broken, poor, too unsuccessful, too ordinary, too ashamed, too fucking anything to pick up a phone and say, I need you. Because somewhere, right fucking now, somebody wants to make that call, and they're staring right at somebody's name in the phone and wondering, does that person even still give a shit about me? Maybe the name they're staring at is yours or mine. Now, before anybody sits here thinking that I'm sitting pretending that I'm better than you or better than anybody else, I'm not. I've done it too. I've ignored people whose beliefs were different from mine. I've judged people who I've gotten angry with. I've allowed disagreement to change how I looked at another human being. I've said things I should have never even said. I've let relationships become less important than being right. I've been a part of the fucking problem. And maybe that's why I can speak about this, because I've been on both sides of it. I've been the person who didn't reach out, and I've been the person wondering why nobody is reaching out to me except to get something they need from me. I've judged people because they believe differently than I did, and I felt like and I feel like somebody judged me. I've been angry, I've been hurt, I've been stubborn, I've been lonely. And I know both sides of this fucking equation, folks. And I've learned something the hard way. Neither side feels good when somebody ends up gone. But I've buried too many people. I've lost too many people I've cared about. And this last loss, Maybe this is the loss that finally wakes us all the fuck up. I don't know why God has allowed me to still be sitting right here, right now, after so much loss. I don't know whether I'm supposed to be the person delivering this message or not. But I know what's burning deep inside of me right this moment. And if there's any single, even a little chance that something good can arise from another unbearable loss, I'm not gonna sit here keeping my fucking mouth shut anymore. Look around us, folks. We're surrounded by people telling us what to think. Television, phones, podcasts, politicians, influencers, algorithms, talking heads, people we've never even fucking met. Think about that. Somebody on a screen who doesn't know your children, doesn't know your parents, doesn't know your brother, doesn't know your neighbor, and doesn't know your best friend can become so important in your life that you'll start hating somebody that you actually do know. Somebody you've never met can influence you to abandon somebody you once loved. How fucking backwards is that? We call it programming. So maybe we ought to ask ourselves, what are we allowing to program? The way we see each other? Outrage sells, fear gets click, anger gets engagement, humiliation gets shared, division keeps us watching, and propaganda becomes powerful when we stop seeing people and start seeing categories. Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, Christian, atheist, rich, poor, black, white, educated, uneducated, successful, poor, failure, boss, employee, officer, enlisted, somebody, nobody, elite, ordinary. The list goes on and on and on. And once the label becomes more important than the human being, it's amazing what we'll allow ourselves to say. And that brings me to another question. Who did you decide was beneath you? Because somewhere along the way, we created a hierarchy of human worth. We decided that the rich person was more important than the poor. The famous person more important than the unknown person. Excuse me. The educated person more intelligent than the person without a degree. The executive more important than the janitor. The decorated warrior more important than the ordinary service member. The person with millions of followers more important than the person who only has 10. The beautiful person more valuable than the person that nobody notices. And it's fucking bullshit. We must destroy the hierarchy of human worth. And because I'm a Christian, I need to say something to the Christians watching me, including myself. 1 John 4:20 says, "Whoever claims to love God yet hates a brother or sister is a liar." That's uncomfortable, and it should be. Because Scripture doesn't ask me which political party my brother belongs to. It doesn't ask me whether I agree with him. It doesn't ask me whether he pissed me off. It makes me look at myself. How can I stand here and tell you, or sit here and tell you that I love God while carrying hatred for a human being standing right in fucking front of me? Maybe some of us, including me, need to really wrestle with that. Because eventually, the CEO retires, the athlete plays their last game, the celebrity stops being recognized, the beautiful face gets older, the children grow up and leave home, the business gets sold, the title disappears, the followers, they move on, the applause stops. And yes, the warrior eventually takes off his uniform. SEAL, Delta, Green Beret, Ranger, Infantry, CB, Mechanic, Medic, Cook, Driver, Administrator, every one of them eventually becomes a person with memories of something they once did. The missions end, the medals go into a box, the photographs get old, the stories become memories, and memories are exactly that. Memories. Eventually, every one of us has to answer the same question. Who am I when the thing that made me feel important is gone? And here's the answer. You are still you. I am still me. You're still somebody, not because of your title, not because of your money, not because of your followers, your beauty, or your education, not because of the politics, not because of your uniform, not because anybody knows your fucking name. You're a human being, and that, folks, is enough. You don't have to be special to deserve to live. You don't have to accomplish something extraordinary to deserve your love. You don't need to prove your worth before somebody gives a shit whether you're here tomorrow. And then there's jealousy. Oh, fuck, there's jealousy. That's another poison we don't like even talking about. Somebody gets the promotion. Somebody buys a house. Somebody loses weight. Somebody gets married. Somebody's business succeeds. Somebody's children succeeds. Somebody gets attention. Somebody has something he wanted. And instead of saying, good for you, something inside of us says, why them? So we tear them down. We gossip. We mock them. We search for something wrong with their life because somehow their happiness made us feel worse about ourselves. Why? Their success didn't take anything away from us. Their happiness didn't steal ours. But comparison can make another person's blessing feel like our failure. And that's another fucking lie we've allowed ourselves to believe. Then social media turns all of it into one giant fucking scoreboard. Look at my house. Look at my body. Look at my marriage. Look at my vacation. Look at my accomplishments. Look at my children. Look at my followers. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Meanwhile, somebody watching is sitting alone and thinking, what the fuck is wrong with me? And you're looking at everybody else's highlight reel while living inside your own unedited life. And some of us are making that pain even worse. We mock failure, we celebrate humiliation, we screenshot somebody's worst moment, we pile on, we laugh, we share. We destroy somebody from being behind the screen. And then we put our phone down and we go eat dinner. But the human being on the other side of that screen, they don't disappear when you close the app. They still live with what you said. And Christians, we don't get a fucking exemption from this one either. James chapter 3 warns us about the tongue. With it, we praise God, and with that same tongue, we curse human beings who were made in God's likeness. Think about that. The same mouth I use to praise God can become the same mouth I destroy somebody God created. And if you've been sitting here waiting to bash me because I said fuck or bullshit in this video, or any other video at that, then I encourage you to read James chapter 3 again. Yeah, my language is foul, and I'll answer to God for the words that come out of my mouth. But while we're examining my fucking vocabulary, maybe we ought to examine something a whole lot bigger. What are your words doing to another human being? Because I'm far more concerned about a 4-letter word being used to express how I desperately want another human being to live than I am about someone using perfectly clean language to make another human being feel like a piece of shit or they're worthless. You can destroy somebody without ever saying a single fucking swear word. You can gossip politely. You can humiliate someone with perfect grammar. You can reject somebody with a smile. You can spread hatred without even raising your voice. And you can make another human being feel completely fucking worthless while calling yourself a good Christian. So if my language is the thing that you're most offended about right now, maybe ask yourself why the language bothers you more than a human being destroyed. Because my language can be forgiven, and so can yours. But forgiveness doesn't give either one of us permission to keep fucking hurting people. And maybe before I start worrying about someone else's mouth, I should worry about mine. And you should worry about yours. So now, forget everybody else. Don't think about Washington. Don't think about Republicans or Democrats. Don't think about your boss. Don't think about your ex. Don't think about your neighbor who pisses you off. And don't think about the person you've already decided needs to hear this fucking video. Think about you. Who have you hurt? Who have you abandoned? Who have you made feel small? Who have you judged? Who have you envied? Who have you humiliated? Who have you stopped calling? And who did you decide was beneath you? Who did you once love that you've reduced to a label? And who have you been waiting to apologize to because your pride won't let you make the first fucking call? There's somebody there, isn't there? You're thinking about seeing somebody. You think you see them in your mind right now. And you've thought about it several moments ago when we first brought this up. They haven't left your mind. You're picturing their face. Don't run from it. Don't justify it. Don't start rehearsing while you're right, just looking at their face. Maybe they're struggling. Maybe they're doing great. I don't know, and neither do you. In fact, when was the last time you actually asked? And not, did you see what Trump said? Not, did you hear what the Democrats did? Not, can you believe those Christians? Can you believe those atheists, those Muslims? Did you hear what that asshole said about me? Just, how are you? When was the last time you asked, how are you? And then actually shut the fuck up long enough to hear the answer. When have you ignored somebody when they asked for your audience for months on end? I've done that. And I completely got ignored. I too know what it feels like. I can't bring my brother back. None of us can bring back the people we've lost. There isn't a political argument, a family argument, or a religious argument, a workplace argument, or some stupid fucking comment on the internet that can change that. But there are people still here. Right fucking here, right now. And maybe one of them is waiting to find out whether anybody still cares. So don't send this video to somebody you think needs to hear it. You hear it. And so will I. And when this video ends, pick up the phone and find the person whose face appeared in your mind just moments ago. Call them. Don't debate them. Don't correct them. Don't preach to them. Don't demand an apology. Don't explain why you were right. Just say, hey, I know we haven't talked, and I know we don't agree about everything, but I don't give a shit about that right now. I want to hear your voice. Are you okay? Maybe they'll laugh. Maybe they'll hang up, or maybe they'll say nothing at all. Or maybe those are the words that somebody desperately needs to hear right now. We're Americans. But before we're Americans, before we're conservatives, before we're liberal, before we're Christians, before we're atheists, before we're veterans or executives, employees, or before we're rich or poor, before any of those fucking labels we've attached to ourselves, we are human beings. We can disagree. We should disagree. We can argue and we can challenge each other. We can vote differently. We can worship differently. We can live differently. But disagreement does not require hatred. Jealousy does not justify cruelty. Success does not make somebody more valuable than the other. Failure does not make somebody less valuable. And being wrong doesn't make somebody fucking worthless. Before you type that comment, look at the human being. Before you humiliate somebody, look at the human being. Before you throw away a friendship, look at that human being. And before you judge somebody by their money, look at the human being. Before you judge somebody over politics or or judge somebody by their faith, or before you decide that somebody is beneath you, look at the human being. And before somebody you once loved becomes nothing more than a mere enemy, remember who they were before you learn to hate the label they've become to you. I don't give a damn who you voted for. I don't care what bumper sticker is on the back of your truck. I don't care what church you attend or whether you attend one at all. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what school you went to. I don't care what uniform you wore. I don't care what your job title says. I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care whether anybody knows your name. I want you here tomorrow. And if you're hurting, please give somebody the opportunity to know about it. And for the rest of us, we better make damn sure we're the kind of people somebody isn't afraid to call. Because I've had enough funerals. I've had enough division, enough hatred. I've had enough jealousy. I've had enough fucking labels. I've had enough of watching human beings destroy one another over people, arguments, or institutions, or ideologies that don't even know our fucking names. Enough. Maybe this last loss is the loss that really wakes us the fuck up. Because what happens next? That's on us. We must destroy the hierarchy of human worth. We must start seeing each other as fragile human beings once again. Folks, we must do better. So, pick up the fucking shovel. We've got work to do.